But what he's saying against Peter is very slanderous, it's very damaging to one's reputation, it could impact his life. Again, what Kuckian does best, he goes on some China website and buys dislikes on Peter's video. Now, if what he was saying was true, with Peter trying to sexually harass him in some way or send him suggestive photos, don't you think that a drama channel such as John would have put that as receipts in his videos if such a thing was true? We know that John's not necessarily the most truthful person out there. He's a liar, he's a scam artist. He's lost almost 5,000 subscribers on his channel. I don't know if you guys know, I speak out against the Church of Scientology. I'm going up against a worldwide church, $3 billion in their reserve, where they can attack me, they can sue me, they can slander me. I'm not scared of you, John.
Hi, Jeffrey. How are you? How's your day going so far?
Better than someone who lost 5,000 subscribers in a week, okay?
Hey girls, and welcome back to Mango Tea.
Mango tea. Made in China, bitch.
Jeff and I are currently on vacation right now visiting our family out in Boston. Here are a few photos so far of Jeff and I on our trip to Boston. But the drama does not stop.
Today's video is going to be about John Kuckian and his slander video that he made against Peter Monn, as well as all the drama that ensued from there, as well as the drama channels that won't speak out against John because they're friends with him, about whether or not his channel is going to get taken down, the big beauty guru influencer who actually spoke out in favor of Peter Monn.
We're going to go through everything that actually happened and what we can do to possibly help support Peter, as well as working on what we can do to take down John Kuckian's channel. Because as we know, John is a scam artist, he's a liar, he's a thief, and he needs to have his channel taken down. So I was actually on the phone last night checking in with Drama Poodle, and she told me to check out Twitter. So John was on Twitter announcing that he was going to be releasing a video with all the receipts about his harasser. So I had a feeling it was going to be about Peter Monn, because John has mentioned that Peter tried to slide into his DMs and send him pictures and all this other sort of stuff. So I kind of had a bad feeling that it was going to be about Peter, and it eventually was. So John initially posted this video about Peter onto his main channel, exposing a YouTube bully, Peter the pervert. So John initially posted the video and it was gone pretty much within 5-10 minutes since he posted the video. Yo, John Kuckian, not only are you a lying piece of blank, but you're a coward. Put the video up at 2:18 and it's gone by 2:25? That's a lying blank snake move, sis. You're being real messy right now. Peter Monn should blanking sue you. So the reason I feel he took it off of his main channel is because he has 2 strikes already onto his channel. So he moved it onto another channel and he made the video unlisted and then he tweeted out the video. So John didn't want to necessarily risk getting his channel taken down. But if the video was truthful, for example, if it actually did have real receipts and was actually a video where he wasn't just making up things out of thin air, then maybe he would be able to keep it onto his main drama channel, but he moved it onto another channel so that he doesn't risk his other channel get any strikes against it or taken down or any sort of issue with his main channel. I'm not seeing the cookie cult defending anything that John has said about Peter, about any of the things that even I have said. I haven't had any of his fans or supporters actually come after me or write me messages or say anything. Everything has been in complete support of what someone like I'm doing. I see a lot of support on other drama channels. Now I know I haven't been around for as long. I know that people such as Peter have gotten a lot of hate from the cookie cult, as well as other creators I'm sure have been receiving, death threats or other things for coming after someone like John. So I think a lot of his fans are actually seeing his true colors. They don't want anything to do with him. And I really think that people have had enough of John and all of his lies, and it's really now coming back to bite him in the butt, so to speak. Now, the actual video itself, I'm not going to be posting in here, so I'm going to be keeping that off of here. I'm sure that you guys are familiar with the idea of what John was actually saying about Peter. It was basically a video where John just sat down and said the word literally 400 times over. World record for using the word literally. You literally don't know exactly how old any of the people are in those pics, unless you literally created it yourself and literally Googled the pictures of a specific age group. Literally. Now, if he has to continuously say the word literally, like this is literally the case. This is literally what happened. The boy was literally 17 years old. Whatever he was saying, he always prefaced it by saying the word literally. So in my opinion, he was saying the word literally so much because he knew everything he was saying was fake, it was all made up, and he had to use the word literally to try to somehow, in his own mind, give it more credibility of what he was saying, even though it was all completely fake. Now, in John's video, he started showing different pictures and things from Peter Monn's Tumblr. I mean, it was his alleged Tumblr. But then I went to John's Tumblr page, and I was seeing all of these very X-rated sort of pictures on John's page. Funny how some of the pictures you showed on Peter's Tumblr are the same one on yours. Weird coincidence? When John Kuckian has naked men on his Tumblr and a couple pictures down, he has a little girl. Must mean he's a pedo. John Kuckian logic. If you look through who John Kuckian is following on Instagram, you can find several pornographic pages. So John is saying it's okay for him to look at pornography, but when Peter Monn does, he's a pervert and child predator. Here for the T2, please expose him. So I don't necessarily know why John's coming after Peter, but John's Tumblr was very questionable when I went onto his Tumblr page. Now let's think about it. We know John Kuckian. He's a drama channel. Now, if what he was saying was true, with Peter trying to sexually harass him in some way or send him suggestive photos, don't you think that a drama channel such as John would have put that as receipts in his videos if such a thing was true? But clearly, John didn't have anything but a Tumblr page which may or may not have belonged to Peter, which may have been years old, and then he put in some sort of like voicemail message or some sort of phone message where Peter said, "Oh, you look cute in your shirt," or something like that, which to me doesn't mean that he was hitting on John in any sort of way. I can say that
my friend looks good in their shirt, whether it's a male or a female, whatever. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm trying to come on to them or I'm harassing him.
It didn't necessarily seem like anything that was said in that video could prove anywhere close to what John was claiming that Peter was doing. We know that John's not necessarily the most truthful person out there. He's a liar. He's a scam artist, all again in my opinion. So I don't think that anyone is taking what John is saying as like literal truth. But what he's saying against Peter is very slanderous. It's very damaging to one's reputation. It could impact his life. Again, you're putting this video on the internet. Now, anyone who's searching Peter's name could find this video maybe. And again, it could very much hurt his reputation if people don't know better or know who John actually is, comes across this video and may actually look at Peter in a negative light and think that what John is saying is actual truth. Now, honestly, there's probably like 0 messages that are actually in support of John after he posted this video. But the messages for Peter have been overwhelming. There has been a flood of messages of people that have come out in support of Peter after John made this video. Now, just goes to show you guys that people know the character of someone such as Peter versus the credibility of someone like John. They're coming out in waves supporting Peter, and people are getting really upset at John after he posted this video. Now, I went to check on his social blade because I knew that this would have a negative impact on his main channel and just on his followers and subscribers and all of that alone. So I noticed that yesterday he lost about 250 subscribers, and today it's only halfway into the day so far, and he's already lost 500 subscribers. And for the week alone, he's lost almost 5,000 subscribers on his channel. Now, I know I get that he has 330,000 subscribers, but to lose 5,000 subscribers in a week is pretty significant. But to think that 5,000 people that used to support you, that used to watch your videos, that were a fan enough to click subscribe on your channel, now to think that those people had enough of you and enough of your lies and enough of the BS and everything that's actually happened. Now, for someone to actually go and click the unsubscribe button from your channel,
5,000 people in 1 week.
It goes to show you that you're very unliked and you're doing things that are really upsetting other people, because we know that it's not true. Now, I know at drama channels you're more apt to get more hate because you're speaking out against someone who may have a fan base, who may have other people who, you know, really love and support that person. You're maybe exposing them or showing receipts on that person. And of course, they're going to get upset at you because you're the one sitting down and making a video against them. But with John, he's not only just, say, you know, talking about a YouTuber he doesn't necessarily like, or he has his commentary where he's discussing, you know, like a makeup palette, for example. It's not like that innocent at this point right now. So he's now going for this low blow attack on someone like Peter.
He wants to try to make an example out of Peter so other people are scared and don't want to speak out against John because they don't want a video made against them, for example, or they don't want their credibility attacked in some way, even though it's not true what he said.
People just want to stay out of it. They don't want to get involved into the drama. But let's look at it, guys. Someone like me, I don't know if you guys know, I speak out against the Church of Scientology. I have been doing so for probably 4 or 5 years now. I have another channel called Mangoetology where I have about 80, 90 videos that I have made, you know, speaking out against the abuses and the crimes and everything against the Church of Scientology. I was in a movie called My Scientology Movie with the BBC. I've appeared on different news programs all over the world, and the reason I bring this up and the point is that I'm not scared of you, John. I will make videos about you until you stop scamming your subscribers. Now, this channel isn't just about John Kuckian, but I've spent a lot of time in the last few weeks researching and making videos such as this. This is my 6th video that I've made on John, and the reason that I'm continuing to do so is because he's blatantly taking advantage and scamming his subscribers, his viewers, people who have supported him. And the reason I bring up the Scientology side of things is because I'm not scared of you, John. I'm going up against a worldwide church organization, church again in quotations, it's a cult, but I go up against them and they have $3 billion in their reserve where they can attack me, they can sue me, they can slander me. Basically, Scientology can do anything to an ex-member without any repercussion of the Scientologist. So any active Scientologist can come at me. They have gone against other critics, and they're very powerful in their own way. They do the same thing that John does. They can sit down and they can make videos against their ex-members. They had a website against me for a little while. So there's different things that Scientology does to attack their critics. And they're a much more powerful organization in terms of their big cult-like church group. John is one person with a camera in the UK. I'm not scared of him. I will make videos continuously exposing him. I'm not afraid. I'm not going to step down. I'm not going to stop making videos until things actually change. That's how I am. If something is wrong in the world, or someone's taking advantage of another, or doing something such as what John did against Peter, I'm not someone to keep my mouth shut. I will continuously, blow the whistle, so to speak, and continue to do this because I feel passionately to expose things that are wrong. So here's the deal with the video that John made about Peter yesterday. Everyone's been writing to Peter as well, saying, hire a lawyer, sue him, get your lawyers on it, get that video taken down. Now, this is the thing. My husband's a lawyer. He's not a specialist in this type of law necessarily in terms of slandering people on the internet or any of that sort of thing. I asked Jeff, but also just from my own common knowledge, it's very difficult to sue someone in another country. And it's going to be a very long process to try to come at him from a legal perspective. I'm not saying that Peter shouldn't try. I'm not saying that Peter shouldn't have some sort of legal remedy in terms of what John has claimed against Peter. I do think that he should try to consult with an attorney who specializes in this sort of thing. But you guys have to think that John is in a different country, so it makes it a lot different and a lot harder than if John was, on the other side of the country, for example, or in a different state. That makes it a different playing field than when you're suing someone from the United States and the person's in the UK. It makes it a whole different ballgame. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we can't take action to try to shut down John's channel. You can work behind the scenes to take action against John, his channel.
Now, speaking about behind the scenes,
James Charles made 2 public comments on Peter's video in support of Peter. So this is what James had to say about the situation. Unfortunately, we have tried. Talking publicly about this is just going to give him the exact publicity he's looking for. People will always love drama and slander and watching people fall, which is why drama channels such as him have been able to succeed. I love Peter, and what John said about me is 100% incorrect. James also made a second comment as well on Peter's video, and I really think that's very telling that someone with 2.2 million subscribers, even though he didn't publicly make a video necessarily or send out a tweet, he did leave a very public comment on Peter's video in support of him and what's actually going on, and showing that John Kuckian has also made a false statement about him as well. So even though he didn't necessarily sit down and make a whole video about the situation, it's very telling that someone such as him did make a public comment on Peter's video. Keemstar did tweet out a message about the situation, and then he ended up deleting it, but I screen capped it, and this is what Keemstar said. So again, someone with a large following is coming out in support of Peter and against John Kuckian for what he did to Peter. So then Peter pointed out that on his video, it initially had 24 thumbs down on the video, when you refreshed his video, all of a sudden it had 550 thumbs down on the video. Here are the screen caps from Peter Monn's video showing his dislikes at 24 and minutes later showing it at 550. Again, what Kuckian does best, he goes on some China website and buys dislikes on Peter's video to again be a bully and try to put thumbs down on his video to try to show Peter that people are disliking the video that he made about Kuckian, to try to discredit him in some sort of way, when you know, it's pretty clear that people do really love and support Peter, and they're not believing John and what he's doing, so he's getting really desperate now and putting thumbs down on Peter's video and making his video unlisted. There's just so much drama about it, girl. I am so exhausted with all of this. It's just ridiculous that around the holidays, especially when Peter's going through different things. Last year, the day my aunt went into hospice, a similar video was released. My dog is in heart failure and I get another video. Ask me how I'm doing. John comes at a very vulnerable time, it seems like, and makes a video to try to really get under Peter's skin and come up with lies and accusations to try to ruin his life. Now, after all of this, Peter went on YouNow on a live stream, and again, he was upset. He was angry about what John was actually saying about him. And he was getting, I think at the time I was on the live stream, it had like 300,000 likes on his video. There were hundreds of people watching. So to me, it really does look like people are on Peter's side. They're not believing what Kuckian's saying. That's why I'm not going to even address what he was saying in those videos, other than he had some Tumblr blog that could or could not have been Peter's thing. Peter said he looked cute on a voicemail message, which again, I could say someone's cute, and that doesn't mean anything. But let's think about it too. Peter's married. Why are you trying to go after Peter and try to ruin his life? And that's beyond just commenting on, oh, I don't like the shade of green in this palette. Jaclyn Hill did this. You know, whatever. Nikki Tutorials. Whatever the case may be, you can comment about that, but you're really going to try to actively attack someone and come up with these false slanderous allegations. Like, it really did upset me that John went after Peter like this. Peter seems like one of the nicest people. I've never met him, but he does seem like one of the nicest people. And he's posted, you know, 3 videos a day or however many a day for a very long time. I've followed his channel and watched his videos, and you can just tell Peter is an honestly, genuinely nice person. And it's very sad that John is stooping to such a low level to attack him. So then you may be thinking, why hasn't Karina Kaboom or Rich Lux made a video addressing this whole situation? Now, neither Rich or Karina will make a video about John because they're actually friends with him, so they won't address any of the drama that has to do about John. Now, Here for the Tea actually DM'd Karina and posted the DM. I hope you find your integrity and make a video on John Kuckian talking about Peter Monn. This is disgusting and childish behavior from John. You're a full-grown woman, older than John. Don't pander to his filth. Honestly, from one woman to another, your reputation isn't worth John's friendship. Hi, I am away from my family for the holidays and not even home. I'm wondering why you are age-shaming me. I am not pandering to anyone's filth. I don't make a video about drama channels. I could have made numerous videos in the past on drama channels, but I chose not to. The accusations that are being made about me are coming from a woman. Interesting, because you made a video about Sanders Kennedy, and they both have addressed other drama channels. So it's very interesting that they won't address one of the biggest drama channels, or one of the bigger drama channels being John Kuckian, why they won't actually address any of the drama about John. Here are the social blade profiles for Rich Lux and Karina Kaboom, which both show that they've lost subscribers just by simply being associated with John Kuckian.
To write you off like, oh, he hangs out with them, so therefore he's like this. You know what I'm saying? And it happens all the time. And I think that that's a valuable lesson to learn, and it took me a very long time to understand that. That sometimes the people you hang around with, whether like, let's say they smoke and they drink and they do all this crazy stuff and you're the innocent one, by you hanging out with them, people are going to think you're just like that. Even though it's not, I know you're not, but that's just the way of the world, and people would think of you like that, girl, so just clock it down. So after Peter's live stream, I went on Twitter and I made a public tweet in support of Peter and what actually happened yesterday with all of the drama. And my friend, YouTube star Trisha Paytas did like the tweet about Peter Monn. Now, Peter and Trish have been friends
Peter has talked about his friendship with Trisha. I don't know if they've ever met in person necessarily. They may just be online friends. I'm Twitter friends with Trisha, and I know that she subscribes to my channel because she gave a little shout out to Mango Tea on her Instagram story. Hi,
Trish, if you're watching, love you, girl.
Again, that's someone with 3 million subscribers, several 100,000 people follow her on Twitter. She didn't necessarily tweet something directly about this situation, but she did like my tweet saying that I stand with Peter Monn, which again, I'm assuming if someone likes a tweet, they're agreeing or supporting with what the person is saying if they're liking the tweet. So I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, Trish, but it seems like, you also stand by Peter as well. So again, I just don't think that Kuckian has any leg to stand on, and I don't know how it's going to play out, but I think justice is going to be served one way or another, whether it's legally, whether his channel gets shut down, whether another strike appears on it. I'm not sure exactly how it's all going to play out, what Peter's going to necessarily do legally, for example. He did state that there were some different things that he cannot say. When I mentioned that to my husband, who's a lawyer, he said it could be that Peter may possibly have something that he wants to throw out in the legal case later on to throw at Kuckian, being like, hey, what about this evidence? What about this or that? So he may not necessarily want to say everything right now that may have gone on privately, for example. I guess none of that really necessarily matters, or that's necessarily the point of this video. I guess more or less the point of this video is to say that I stand with Peter Monn. Also that I'm not going to continue to back down on speaking out against John Kuckian. This channel, again, has started off with a lot of videos about Kuckian, but I am going to start researching, investigating, and showing you guys a lot about the underside of some other really big YouTube stars. So I've been working on some other really big investigations, but since we've been talking about Kuckian, since there's a lot of scandals and things going on, if there's drama, if there's things to talk about, I'm going to make videos about it. I don't want people to get scammed or ripped off by this guy. It's different because it's not necessarily about, I don't like this shade of orange, this palette has fallout on it or whatever. John is actually doing things that are more serious that I think are needing attention brought to it. I normally wouldn't have sat down and filmed a video. I know this isn't one of my funny, normal Mango Tea type of videos. I did think that this was much more serious, where it's not a funny matter about what John is actually doing to Peter. Now, if you are watching this, Peter, I do really feel for you. I understand what it's like when someone slanders you or says something untrue. Like I said, I've gone up against the Church of Scientology, a worldwide organization. I know what it's like to be seen in a negative or critical light when you're trying to expose someone, for example, or do drama videos or whatever it is on someone, whether you're trying to bring their true character to light. I know what that's like, so I really do feel for you. I feel really bad and almost embarrassed that John stooped down to that level to make that video against you. So I do think whether it's legally, whether it's his channel getting shut down, or just karma in general, it's going to come back at him tenfold.
So again, I want to know what you guys think about the situation. Please leave a comment down below. If you stand with Peter, hashtag I stand with Peter, leave that down in the comment box below as well. If you're not already subscribed, please click the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks so much for watching.